Hi, I'm Hlebinsky, and I'm here at the 2019 NRA annual meeting in Indianapolis, and we're talking ammo history with Dillon Precision. Ammo history is so fascinating and really vital to understanding firearms history. And the development of the cartridge is really important to Dillon's history here with their reloading equipment. Now, the first projectile that they were using with early firearms was a round ball. And that round ball transitioned to be a conically shaped projectile in the 1800s. It was developed by a guy named Minier. Claude Etienne Minier. I actually had a hamster named Minier, but that's besides the point. But Claude Etienne Minier, and he developed the first conically shaped projectile. Now, overseas in America, James Burton from Harper's Ferry modified that into the conically shaped projectile that we think about during the American Civil War. Why was that important? Because that conically shaped projectile allowed for rifling to become efficient on the battlefield for the first time. So prior to that, you had smoothbore muskets were kind of the standard firearm that you saw in infantry use. And by the time that you get to the Civil War, you've now got rifled muskets. And these are kind of an oxymoron because musket means smoothbore, but that's because of this projectile change. And now at the same time, you have cartridges. So early ammo was basically you had to reload it yourself inside the muzzle of the gun, and then you developed a paper cartridge, which kind of had everything contained all in one. The paper obviously was like you would think of a modern cartridge today, and so the paper cartridge got developed into these kind of self-contained cartridges in the 1800s, and you had many different experiments in them. One of the earliest ones was a pin fire cartridge, which actually had a pin sticking out of it, which is what your firing pin hit, and that was developed in the early 1800s, and the first really true center fire cartridge was developed by a guy named Clement Potet, and that was perfected by 1855. Now that is all European history, but what's going on in America? A lot. And a lot of the times when you look at the big gun manufacturer names that we associate really today and back in American history, they were developing ammunition as well, and Smith & Wesson was a major player in that. And they came out with many different types of self-contained cartridges. They actually had their really successful one, which was made to go out with their first revolver. But they also were working with a little bit different of a gun that had a less successful cartridge associated with it, and that was their 1854 patent of the lever action, which becomes the Winchester. A lot of intermingling of the companies there. It becomes the Winchester, but what they've got for that is not their design, it's called a Hunt Volcanic, and they call it the weak volcanic cartridge, and it was basically all of the projectile smushed into one. So you have the whole cartridge smushed into one. It didn't really work very well. It jammed a lot, which is what inspired them to work on the self-contained metallic cartridges that they would become very well known for. And once you get these centerfire metallic cartridges, the story of reloading really starts to take off.